Alright guys, this next video is for anybody that cuts firewood. This is just an ordinary snow marker in the wintertime. If you live anywhere where we get snow, I guess if you're going to cut firewood, you're in some place that gets snow, but if you're not, well then you probably won't understand what this is, and you probably don't need firewood anyway. This is a snow marker, so people put this next to the road right at the edge of their yard. That way the snowplow drivers don't tear their yard up with the snowplow. They have a point on one end and they have a little rubber cap on the other. They have a reflective piece here, and I guess you could probably get about 30 inches of snow before this thing gets covered all the way up. So yeah, this is to mark the edge of your yard. Today, we're going to use this to mount it onto a chainsaw. We're going to cut it 18 inches, and then we're going to rig something up. I think I came up with a couple of nuts here, and we'll weld these together. We'll take you through the process, and then hopefully I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but we're going to weld 3 nuts together. After they're welded up, this piece should slide inside those nuts and be held on fairly tight. I may even have to thread it in there a little bit, but we're going to cut this 18 inches. Somehow, we're probably going to put a little nub on the back with a washer, or maybe even just a washer, I'm not sure. I usually just make shit up as I go along. So let's get started. So we have one nut that's a little bigger than the rest. We're just going to slide that on there, and then we'll just thread these on. So I think that's what I'm going to go with for right now. Let's see what happens. So already I have discovered an issue here. I was thinking that I could go to this nut here, but I'm left-handed. So the end of the log will probably be here, and I'll kind of work down that log this way. So I want that bar to come off of this side, and that's not going to work quite the way I thought it was. So we're gonna have to look at this bar. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rethink this, but we're working on it. All right, guys, I think I may have come up with a solution. This was actually a GoPro mount that I made. It's out of a couple of magnets from a hard drive, and then a bolt, a washer that I welded together. That's 1/4-20. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a 1/4-20 nut and weld it on top of these 5/16 nuts, and then that will screw onto here. This bar will fit inside there, and we'll be able to just magnetically attach it to the side of the bar and measure out our wood. Let's see what that looks like. All right, guys, here is that magnet that I showed you earlier. This was something that I made for a GoPro mount. This is made out of 2 magnets from a hard drive out of your computer. We epoxied a washer with a 1/4-20 bolt welded to it. And then this is that set of nuts that I had over here that I showed you when I welded it. And now that'll fit down inside there, and we'll just turn that in there, and it's in there pretty good. I don't know if I want to epoxy that. I'll probably put a little bit of epoxy on there and then stick it in there. But right now it doesn't really want to come out of there unless you wiggle it and turn it. Now it comes out. So not sure if I want to put some epoxy on there or not. It does stay in there real well. So we're going to put this on the saw and go out back and cut a couple of logs, see how this thing holds up. Whether it moves up and down on the bar or whether this bar falls out. Let's see what happens. You know, I really thought that I came up with a good idea when I thought about putting this on there. This device right here, I mean, whether you buy it at the store or you make it yourself, that's a city slicker thing, man, because I'm going to show you how a Redneck does this. $18 right here. That'll never fall off. Let's cut some firewood.
Mumbling, I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing, you've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
Never once did it get in the way. Never once did it fall off. Never once did it move out of position. I guess that's the Redneck way. That's the best way I know. Well, not bad for a half day's work. That was 2 loads on my dump trailer of cherry. We just got it all cut up. Now it's time to split. Where's Pop Pop Gringo when you need him?